Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. In this video, I'm going to show you this smoky eye makeup look. I love doing smoky eyes, and I actually received a new palette in the mail this week, which I wanted to use ASAP. So this is the look that I made. Now, if you want to recreate this, follow all the steps that I'm doing, and I'm sure you guys can pull this off as well. So the first thing I did was priming my eyelids, and this will remove the redness from the eyelid and will leave like a nice clean base for all the eyeshadows that I'm gonna apply all over my eyelid. So I'm using the MAC Cosmetics paint pot in the color Soft Ochre, which is one of my favorites. And then after applying it, I'm setting it with a little bit of translucent powder to lock it in place. Now the palette I was talking about is this new palette from Anastasia Beverly. It's called the Cosmos palette, or Cosmos, I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. But it's so pretty. I was actually thinking the other day, like, when is Anastasia gonna launch a new palette? It was a while. So I was really happy when I saw it. So I wanted to do a smoky eye look, and for my next look, I'm gonna do a soft look using this palette. Not like a super soft look, you know, kind of like a soft glam look. So if you guys have any special requests, let me know on what kind of look you want me to do with it. But I want it to be a little bit more softer in comparison to this look. So I started with this color, and I'm just gonna blend this all the way in my crease. I applied mainly in my outer V because when I started the eye look, I wasn't really sure what I was going for. So I am first blending it in this area, and then after that, I'm also gonna blend it more towards the inner corner. So I felt the edges were a little bit harsh, so I went in with this color and just blending it along the edges, and then also along the inner corner of the eye because I wanna go in with that first color that I use and blend it in the inner corner of the eye as well, because this is the point where I decided I wanted to go for like a smoky eye. So I wanted that kind of like mauvey purple color that I used at the beginning to be all the way in my crease, not only like at the outer part of the eyelid. So I started with a tiny brush and just kind of precisely blended it in the inner corner area, and then with whatever was left on my brush, blending it more towards like the middle part of the crease. Then I switched to a bigger blending brush and just blended it more towards the center part of the crease as well. And of course, everything I'm doing at one side, I'm also doing at the other side. Then I went in with the color Dark Matter, and I started with a tiny brush again, did a little bit more precise blending in the inner corner. You know, this is always a little bit more of a tinier part, so that's why I went in with a tinier brush to work a little bit preciser, and then I went in with a bigger brush and blended in my crease. So the saturation of my camera went a little bit lower, so I can understand my eye look looks a little bit darker right now, but that's because of the lighting change. Super weird, but this is more how it looked, so it looked a little bit darker in person. So then I went in with the color Galaxy and used my finger to apply this all over the eyelids. As you can see, it's a really beautiful color. It has this sparkle in it. I do have to say it was really hard to apply because it's actually more like a matte color with the sparkle in like comparison to like a shimmery shade. I feel like it's just easier to apply all over the eyelid. So I used my finger, then I also used a brush to kind of like tap it in the crease area, but I had a lot of fallout with this eyeshadow. I think because it's matte and I had to apply quite a lot, I just felt like it had just a lot of fallout. So when I blended, I noticed that these sparkles were kind of disappearing, so I had to go back in with my finger to apply more of this shade so you could still see that sparkles. So then I used some concealer to kind of blend around the outer part of the eyelid to kind of clean it up and just make everything look a little bit less messy. You know, with smoky eye, it can look kind of messy quickly, so you definitely want to use some concealer. Then I used a little line of liquid liner. This one is also from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I just did this because I noticed there was a little bit skin peeking through like the lash line, so I wanted to cover that up using a little bit of that black eyeliner. Then for my waterline, I'm going to go in with the Inglot Black Kohl pencil. I believe it's in the number 01. And I'm going to apply this all the way in my waterline. It's actually one of my favorite black pencils. One pencil that I also really like is the one from Makeup by Mario. He also has a really nice black pencil, but mine is, I just run out of it. I have to repurchase a new one, but I would also really recommend that one. So then I went in with this color and blended it underneath the lower lash line. just kind of pressing it and sweeping my brush softly back and forth, trying to apply it as close as possible against the lash line, so you don't really see like any skin in between the black pencil and the eyeshadow that I just applied. And then I used a mixture of these two colors, which I used in the crease earlier, and blended both of these shades underneath the lower lash line just to smoke everything out. And I just really love this color. It's so pretty, and especially if you have green eyes, brown eyes, it just has this kind of like purple undertone, which is really gonna pop your eyes. So therefore I think it's actually gonna suit with any eye color. So then I went in with this golden shade, which I feel like it looks more golden, as you can see. Maybe because I applied it on top of like a black kind of dark base. But I think regardless, it just has this kind of like golden green sheen to it and sparkle, and it's just very pretty, and I love how it looks in combination with the other colors. Then I also went in with the color Super Cluster and popping that in the inner corner. And while I was applying this in the inner corner, I was just dragging it higher and higher. I went over the eyelid as well. Not all the way the eyelid, but just kind of like the beginning part. And I just really loved how it looked on top of that dark shade. It just really made those shimmers kind of pop, and I just loved it. So I decided to add a little bit more. Then I curled my lashes and I went in with the Roller Lash Mascara from Benefit, which is one of my favorites. Not applying too much on the upper lashes because I will go in with falsies, but I always make sure that I do use a little bit mascara to make it as black as possible, so my lashes fade nicely into the fake lashes. So I will be going in with these lashes from Norvina Cosmetics. I do have to say, if I could go back, I think I would go for lashes which are a little bit more natural. I think they're quite dramatic. I mean, they're pretty, but I prefer a little bit less dramatic. But yeah, this is the end result. I posted a picture on my Instagram with all the details on my face makeup. So make sure to check it out. I will link it down in the description bar. Now don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. That's really helpful for my YouTube channel. Also let me know what kind of look you want me to do with this palette next. And I just want to say thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys!
Even if you tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe something's missing inside of you. Just a bit of sugar to that